Okay, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on our webinar for non-dilutive funding opportunities for digital health. My name is Shira Aroni Makluf. I'm a director of business development at the Freeman Group. In a nutshell, Freeman Group is a consultancy that helps companies secure non-dilutive funding from U.S. sources. We'll have enough time for Q&As at the end of the presentation, and the webinar will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. So you are more than welcome to go to our website or YouTube channel to watch more webinars and learn more about the Freeman Group. So let's start. So as I said, today we're going to talk about digital health. The definition of digital health by the NIH basically says that digital health refers to the use of information and communications technologies in the medicine and other health professions to manage illnesses and health risk and to promote wellness. Obviously, the goal is to improve access to healthcare, reduce any inefficiencies in the healthcare system, improve the quality of care by finding new technologies such as remote sensing and wearables, telemedicine and health information, data analytics, and artificial intelligence, and many, many more. So how it all started? Basically, investments in the US digital health sector began to grow after the introduction of the Affordable Care Act by Obamacare, which increased funding from $1.1 billion in 2010 to $6 billion in 2015. This naturally increased further due to the pandemic, and the 2020 digital health market was valued somewhere between $96.5 billion, and $111.4 billion. Basically, COVID-19 presented the medical community with a challenge like nothing before. Basically, people and healthcare provider needed to provide the best medical care while maintaining social distancing rules. And that was, of course, hard. The result of that was an accelerated adoption of innovative technologies by clinicians and medical care providers, together with creative solutions to problems by investors. These solutions include improved telemedicine applications, remote diagnosis, and mental health related applications. As an example, the NIH, the National Institute of Health, awarded 7 companies, or more correctly, 7 organizations. 6 of them are from the industry, and 1 was an academic institute in September 2020. Basically, the National Cancer Institute and the National Institute of Biomedical Imaging and Bioengineering, the NIBIB, selected 7 projects from nearly 200 different ideas. And there were basically different projects that address the needs to find new solutions to deal with COVID-19. And I can give you some examples. For example, one of the awardees was a health measurement platform for analyzing a wide range of patient condensed data, including self-reported data and wearable device data to detect COVID-19. Another example of an awardee was an integrated solution that supports sophisticated contact tracing health status reporting. There was another smartphone-based platform to provide proof of testing, serologic, and vaccination status for individuals. So there were many companies and many projects, 7 projects that got awards from NIH in the COVID-19 areas in September 2020. And this was just the beginning of a trend. So I would like to talk about the funding opportunities coming from NIH in the digital health field, obviously not just for COVID-19, but for more for a wide range of indications. So obviously, digital health is an area that has also become very popular among government agencies that promote healthcare research and solutions. And the main institutes that we are going to talk about today are the National Institute of Mental Health, the National Institute of Aging, and the National Cancer Institute. I'm going to present some specific solicitations from each one of the institutes I mentioned earlier, as you can see. So the first one is a funding opportunity coming from National Institute of Mental Health. This funding opportunity is called Laboratories to Optimize Digital Health. It's an R1 mechanism. So obviously during COVID-19, people are getting more depressed, and of course, COVID-19 made everything far worse, and the number of mental health patients is rising from in every country around the world and will cost the world economy about $16 trillion by 2030. Clearly, there is a desperate need for solutions, and officials at the NIMH believe that the digital technology could help. So, for example, this funding opportunity goal is to increase the reach, efficiency, and effectiveness of quality of digital mental health interventions. It has the R1 mechanism, by the way, is open for US and non-US companies. Clinical trial here is required, so for more advanced stages. It has different rolling deadlines. The next deadlines are in July 1st, and then afterwards in March 1st, 2022. And the budget is basically unlimited. However, typically the budget for a typical R1 award is about $500,000 a year for 5 years, which is $2.5 million just for the direct cost of the project. So that's just one application or funding opportunity. The second one is under the National Cancer Institute. The National Cancer Institute, basically cancer, of course, cancer rates have declined in the recent years, but according to the NCI, the disease is likely to be with us for many years to come. And therefore, the NCI is looking at new technologies to help with the diagnosis, treatment of cancer. This funding opportunity specifically attempts to address and improve diagnostic uncertainty in clinical decisions in a technology agnostic manner by improving sensitivity and specificity of applied tests. It's also an R1 mechanism, so that means that clinical trials here are optional. Next deadline is July 9th, followed by the September 10th deadline. And again, the budget here is unlimited. However, it's typically that the award should be around $2.5 million. Well, another great opportunity is under National Institute of Aging. The worldwide percentage of people over 60 years old is set to nearly double over the next 3 decades. And with that increase will come a significant rise in maladies, of course, for elderly. And that's why, with a wide range, of course, of diseases such as arthritis and illness such as Alzheimer's and dementia, that is motivation enough for the NIA to seek out new digital technologies to help diagnose and treat these elder associated diseases. So, for example, this funding opportunity is research on current topics in Alzheimer's disease and its related dementias. There is a notice of special interest for digital technology for early detection of Alzheimer's disease and related dementia. It has a deadline on July 9th, followed by the November deadline. And again, it's an R1 clinical trial is optional, and the size of the award should be around $2.5 million. So we were talking about specific solicitation up until now. Most of the funding agencies, and as you probably know, the NIH is built of 27 different institutes, and each one is kind of dedicated to one or two indications in the life sciences. the rest of the agencies are using the parent announcements, the unsolicited mechanisms for digital health projects. So as an example, and this is a quick summary of the parent announcements, of course, the main ones, SBIR, R01, and R21. R21 is the NIH Exploratory Developmental Research Grant Program. It's for early stage development. That's why, of course, the size of the award is about $275,000. And R1 is for more advanced stages. And I showed you some pictures, some examples of R1 mechanisms with a larger award, of course. Both of them are open for non-US companies as well. But the SBIR mechanism, which is the Small Business Innovation Research mechanism, is open only for US organizations with eligibility for SBIR. So those three are parent announcements. Every one of the funding of the NIH institutes use those mechanisms. And as an example, the National Institute of Biomedical Imaging and Bioengineering have special areas of interest in the digital health field. And if you would like, if you know your technology and your project is anywhere in this field of those areas of interest, then you should apply using the parent announcement I just showed you earlier. So for example, their areas of interest, they start from digital technology that automatically capture information to diagnose, manage, and deliver preventive and therapeutic care, designing intelligent solutions with the result in mind, and mobile and home-based devices monitor vital signs, for example, personalized care, accessible to all communities, machine learning, AI, all of them are acceptable and wanted by the NIBIB, by the National Institute of Biomedical Imaging and Bioengineering. So you are more than welcome to use the unspecific solicitation or unsolicited parent announcements in order to apply for your projects. Now, up until now, we talked about the NIH funding opportunities. I would like also to talk about the NSF, the National Science Foundation. The NSF is using either SBIR or STTR mechanism, and then I'll give you an example. So this program funding opportunity, Small Business Innovation Research Program Phase 1, has a specific areas of interest. This is in of course, the NSF funding opportunity is really wide, so you could apply to the NSF if you have a technology or if you have a medical device that you develop or anything in the technology world. I guess it could be even a mobility. But under digital health, those are the areas of interest: clinical decision support, healthcare system workflow, medical diagnostics, personalized software systems, and other digital health projects. And unlike the R1s I showed you earlier, the submission process with the NSF is a bit different. You start by, of course, making sure your company meets the eligibility requirement, that you are a US organization with less than 500 employees and you have all the criterias in the SBA website. Then you submit your project pitch. And if the reviewers like what they see, if they think it's innovative and groundbreaking science, then they will ask you to submit a full application, a full proposal, and then you will have to register your company in the website. So this specific funding opportunity gives support of feasibility, proof of concept studies of early stage technology. Of course, this one doesn't support clinical studies. It has a rolling deadlines up until December 2nd. And the budget is, again, for early stage development projects. So the budget is about $256,000 for projects for 6 to 12 months. So that's the NSF. Another interesting opportunity is actually under Department of Defense, the DoD. The US Army has an interesting program that is open throughout the year. It has a rolling deadline with the budget but with a budget that is unlimited. And they also have a focus on digital health. There are three areas that they are more interested in, such as virtual health, telehealth, and decision support tool for the combat medic. Focuses on enabling greater field medical capabilities for combat medics in the future battlefield. This is the first one. We also have connected healthcare services to promote healthcare anywhere through mobile and telehealth solutions that are usable, and health information technology infrastructure and data management. So basically, they are looking for new technology that could help them in the combat field, but also to sort patients before they reach the hospital, and more telehealth applications. So this one is pretty wide in terms of the focus area, and I encourage you that if you have something that could be used by the U.S. Army, please check it out. And you could also you can always submit a pre-application describing what you do, and just like with the NSF, if the program officers like what they see, that you are invited to submit a full application. So that's with the U.S. Army, and I think we covered most of the funding opportunities, or we gave I think a good summary of the funding opportunities under NIH, NSF, and DoD for digital health. But now I would like to talk about regulatory pathways. Since the field of digital health has been growing steadily, and the new reality of digital medicine underscores the need for new regulations. Just as a side note, just yesterday, our article I wrote about the FDA master plan was released. So of course, you are all welcome to read that. And basically, the Food and Drug, the FDA plan is called the Technology Modernization Action Plan that was released in 2019. Their goal was to accelerate the path to better therapeutic and diagnostic options for patients and clinical care providers, and to better digital tools to enhance and promote public health. The agency released an update in March 2020 that it will relax some of its rules on pre-market notifications for some low-risk digital health applications designed to reduce direct contact between healthcare providers and patients, something that has become quite popular right now during the COVID-19 pandemic. The FDA's plan has enormous implications for future medical research, which were adopted by the institutes of NIH. The NIH centers and institutes are still working to develop rules and I'm sorry, to develop rules and regulations on what kind of projects they are willing to fund, and what are the objectives and the results it should be, and of course, how the research and the development is to be conducted. So that's, I think, in a nutshell, a quick summary of the funding opportunities for digital health for the digital health field. The NIH is clearly interested in digital health projects and sees them as essential to the future of healthcare. Organization that can present their products and technologies and research effectively have a good chance of getting a share of the NIH's non-dilutive funding. And I think with the information here, you have a pretty good chance to put it together an effective presentation. So I'd be more than happy to answer your question. Either way, we are going to send you the slide deck and the recording in the next couple of days. And as I said, you are welcome to watch it again on our YouTube channel. So let's see if we have some Q&As. Okay, so I don't see anything here. So you are more than welcome to contact me directly if you have any question about the process, about FreeMind, about some specific solicitations that we mentioned today. There is just one question here from Rick. When working with the Army SBIR program, if you have an idea of a project, how do we contact them about putting it? So you can, I think the program officer's contact details should be on their website. Um, the application or the funding opportunity I showed earlier was not an SBIR, just to mention, it was the broad agency announcement. But typically, yes, the contact details of the program officers should be on the website. Um, and anything else would like to answer privately, and so you are more than welcome to contact me once I'll send you the presentation. So I thank you all for joining us today. I really appreciate your time, and until next time, thank you so much.